Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel from Evelyn and Peter, and today I have a cardigan pattern for you guys called the Ocean Point Cardigan, and it is available free on my blog, EvelynPeterCrochet.com. All the sizes will be posted and available there, and then it's also available for purchase as a line brand kit on their website, and the kit comes with all the yarn you need to make your cardigan, plus a free copy of the PDF digital download. They send you a link to my pattern, and then you can also change up the yarn colors. They have really cute yarn colors available, and they always have really good discounts too. So I always let you guys know with the pattern release when they have a 30% off or 35% off discount. I let you guys know the code for that if you are subscribed to my newsletter, and then I also let you guys know if I'm having any good sales or discounts on my patterns as well. A lot of times I'll throw in a freebie coupon code or a really big discounted code for my patterns on Ravelry. So if you want to subscribe to that newsletter, you can just go put your email in on the pop-up on my blog. I promise I do not send spam. I only send out emails when I have a new pattern or tutorial release, or if there is a really good sale happening. I'd like to let you guys know about that. So I'll link to that in my description, and then I will also have the pattern available in my Etsy shop as well as my Ravelry shop. This is the low-cost printable PDF. If you don't want to go to my blog for the free version where the ads are, you can get the printable version if you like to print your patterns out. So I will link to those as well. So I'm going to hold up the cardigan so you guys can see. It's super long, airy, oversized. It uses lots of tall stitches like treble crochet, double crochet. There's lots of chain ones, skip ones, and little treble crochet X stitches. And then on the bottom here, it comes to a point. And same with the front panels as well. And then obviously the back panel comes down longer, so it's kind of like a high-low style, so longer in the back, shorter in the front. I'm going to try it on so you guys can see. And it's very oversized, loose, comfy fit. And because of that, this design is combo sizes. So this size that I'm wearing here is the size extra small through large, and you can see there would be plenty of space. So it fits lots of different body types. So this is combo sizes. This is the smallest size, and then the next size up will fit extra large through 3X, and then the third size is 4X through 6X. So all of the sizing information, all of the yardage information, everything you need to know, all about that is on my blog. So don't forget to head there. And then if you're following along with the video tutorial, I always recommend following along with the blog anyways, in case you're making a different size. You can double check stitch counts, row counts, all of that. So EvelynPeterCrochet.com is where you can find that. And then for the yarn, I use Pima Cotton, which is a worsted weight yarn. I did it in the color Vintage. This is a really soft yarn, really easy and smooth to work with. And then you also need a 5.5mm crochet hook, and then just scissors, needle, a couple of stitch markers, just your basic stuff. And other than that, this is a pretty straightforward pattern. You'll be working the 3 panels from the bottom up, starting at the triangle portion at the bottom, and then all of the sizes have the same 10-row repeat in this main body of the pattern. So just be very careful with the starting chains. Those count as stitches, so just make sure you don't forget that as you go. And I think that is it for this pattern, you guys. I hope you like it, and if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email. If you want to leave questions in the comments, I might not see them on YouTube, but I know there's a lot of people that are very helpful with answering questions in the community here. So I think that was it, and I will catch you guys in the next video tutorial. So for this project, you're going to need worsted weight yarn. I'm using Line Brand's Pima Cotton in the color Vintage, and this is a really nice soft cotton yarn. You can find all the exact yardage for this and links to it on my blog, which I'll link in the description. And then you're also going to need a 5.5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a needle to weave in your ends, and then a couple stitch markers as well. So this cardigan is made with 3 separate panels, and they all start off the exact same way. So I'm going to show you how to start off with the back panel. So create a slip knot and then just go ahead and insert your hook and pull tight to secure. And we are going to be working in rows here, but first we need to create a loop to work our first row into. So go ahead and chain 4. So just yarn over and pull through a total of 4 times. And then we're going to go ahead and close the loop here. So in that very first chain that you made, insert your hook into the back bump, yarn over, and then just pull through the loop on your hook as well. And you can see we've created a tiny little circle here. And this is where we're going to be working the stitches of our first row. We're going to work them into that loop. So start off by chaining 3. And the chain 3 does count as a stitch here, so it's 1 double crochet, and then yarn over, insert your hook into that loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. That's another double crochet, and then work another one again into the loop. So we have 3, and then work a 4th one into the loop as well. So because that chain 3 starts as a double crochet, we have 4 double crochet total on this side, and then you're going to chain 2. And then again, work 4 more double crochet into that same spot. So chain 3, 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then 4 more double crochet all into the loop. And this creates row 1 of our back panel and our front panels. And we have a total of 8 double crochet for our stitch count here. For row 2, we're going to go ahead and turn our work and chain 3. And again, the starting chain 3 does count as a stitch. It's very important to remember that for the correct stitch count here. This is a stitch. So in that very same spot, we're going to work a 2nd double crochet into it, and then another double crochet into it as well. So we have the chain 3 and 2 double crochet all in the same spot. And then we're going to work across here, work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then another double crochet into the following stitch, and then work 1 more double crochet into the last stitch here right before the chain space. And then once you get to the chain space, you're going to work a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet all into the same spot. So we have our first double crochet, our chain 2, and then work your 2nd double crochet into the same space here. And then you're just going to continue along the rest of the row here, working 1 double crochet into each of the remaining stitches. And then when you reach the last stitch of the row, you're going to work 3 double crochet stitches into it because we want both sides to be even. And this will also be the top of the chain 3 as well, because the chain 3 counts as a stitch. So you'll work your last stitches into the chain 3 from the previous row. So just remember that as well. And then finish off with 3 stitches into it. So you should have a total of 14 double crochet for row 2. You can see we have 7 double crochet on both sides. So a total of 14 plus that chain 2 space. So for row 3, we're going to start it off the exact same way, chain 3, and this counts as our first double crochet of the row. And we need to work 2 more double crochet into the same spot because we're increasing on both sides of the row here. So chain 3, 2 double crochet into the same stitch, and then work 1 double crochet into each of the remaining stitches across until you reach that chain 2 space. And then when you reach the center chain 2 space, just work a double crochet, a chain 2, and then a 2nd double crochet all into that same space. And then after that, you're just going to work 1 double crochet into each remaining stitch across the row. When you reach the last stitch of the row, you're going to work 3 double crochet stitches into it. And don't forget that the last stitch of the row is the top of the chain 3 from the previous row. Okay, so that completes row 3, and we have a total of 20 double crochet here. So we have 3 rows total, and our stitch count for this last row is 20 double crochet stitches. Okay, so now we're starting row 4. This one's going to be slightly different. We're going to start off by chaining 4. So we have 3 chains here, and this counts as 1 double crochet stitch, and then add in a 4th chain, and this counts as a chain 1 space. Then yarn over, insert your hook into that very same stitch and work a double crochet. So we have a double crochet, a chain 1 space, and a double crochet all into that very first stitch of the row. and then we're going to be working a chain 1 and then skipping the following stitch. So we're gonna chain 1, skip 1, and then work a double crochet into the stitch directly after that. And we're gonna repeat this across. So chain 1, skip the next stitch, work a double crochet into the following, chain 1, skip the next stitch, work a double crochet into the following, and do this up until we get to our chain 2 space here. So just continue with your chain 1, skip 1, 1 double crochet. When you have 1 stitch remaining on this side, chain 1, skip over it and work a double crochet into the chain 2 space. I apologize for the blurry video right there. And then chain 2 and work a second double crochet into the chain 2 space. So we just did that across, and then double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch and work a double crochet into the following. And then we're just going to do the same thing on this side that we did on the previous side, just chain 1, skip 1, 1 double crochet across the row. Okay, and we're coming up on the end of the row here. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, and then the last stitch work a double crochet, and then chain 1 and work 1 more double crochet into that same stitch, which is the top of the chain 3 from the previous row. So that is our increase on the ends, and here is what your row will look like. And your stitch count should be 14 double crochet stitches here as well. Okay, so now we are starting row 5. You're gonna begin by chaining 3 and turning your work. And again, this chain 3 counts as a double crochet stitch. So we need to work 2 more double crochet stitches into the same spot. So in that very first stitch, just work 1 and 2 more for a total of 3 double crochet on the end here. And then we're going to be working our stitches into the chain spaces as well. So in this very first chain space, insert your hook and work a double crochet as normal, and then work a double crochet into the top of the next stitch. So when you're working across the row here, you can just put it in the actual chain space. Don't worry about trying to stick it into the chain stitch. You can just put it right in the big gap there and just work 1 double crochet into the top of each stitch and chain space all the way across until you reach that chain 2 space in the center. And then when you reach the chain 2 space, just do what you have been from the previous rows. Work 1 double crochet, chain 2, and then work a second double crochet all into that very same spot. So in that center chain 2 space. And then you can just work a double crochet into the remaining stitches and chain spaces till you get to the end of the row here. When you reach the end of the row, this part might be a little tricky. Don't forget to work a double crochet into the chain 1 space. And then your last 3 double crochet will be into the top of the chain 3. So we started with a chain 4. You're going to work your last 3 double crochet into the 3rd chain of that chain 4 from the previous row. So we worked a double crochet in the chain space, then 3 more into that 3rd chain, and that completes row 5. Your stitch count should be 32. And now we're going to start row 6. So go ahead and chain 4. And then we need to increase on the end here, so work a double crochet into that same stitch. And then we're going to be doing the chain 1, skip 1 across. So this is just a row 4 repeat. So chain 1, skip the next stitch, work a double crochet into the following stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch, work a double crochet into the following stitch. Do this all the way up until you reach that chain 2 space. And when you reach that chain 2 space, just do a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into it, and then continue with that stitch. Repeat all the way to the end of the row. You should have finished the row with a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into that last stitch there. And then now we can begin the following row. So go ahead and turn your work and chain 3. Work 2 double crochet into the same spot, and then work 1 double crochet into the next 9 stitches / chain spaces. So I have a total of 12 double crochet so far. This is including the starting chain 3 plus the 2 double crochet plus the 9 more stitches. And now we're just going to chain 1, skip over the next stitch, and then work a double crochet into the following chain space. So we're just putting one little skip over right here. And then we're just going to continue on by working 1 double crochet into each of the remaining stitches or chain spaces across the row until we reach the chain 2 space. So once you reach the chain 2 space, just do the same thing as before. Work 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 double crochet all into the same spot. And then we're going to be repeating the same thing we did on that first side is what we're going to do on this side as well. So work a double crochet into the next stitch and a double crochet into the next chain space. And just continue like this, working your stitches. You're going to do a total of 8 double crochet. So after we worked the double crochet, chain 2 double crochet into the chain 2 space, you're going to work 1 double crochet in the next 8 stitches or chain spaces. So just continue like you did on the first side. And then once you've made 8 double crochet, just chain 1, skip over the next stitch, and then work a double crochet into the following chain space. And then just continue on working 1 double crochet into the top of each stitch and chain space until you reach the end of the row where we will be doing our increase, working 3 double crochet into the very last stitch. So don't forget your double crochet into the chain space here. And then work 3 double crochet into that third chain of the starting chain 4 to do our increase. Okay, so we are finishing off with a total of 42 double crochet stitches for this row, and then plus we have those little chain 1 skip ones. And now to start off the next row, you can go ahead and chain 3, work 2 more double crochet into the same spot, and then you're going to work 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So this is going to be a slightly different row than all the previous rows, so make sure you're paying attention here. We have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and then a 3rd double crochet. And then for this following stitch, we are going to be working a front post double crochet. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Instead of working into the top of the stitch, we're going to yarn over and put our hook to the right of the post and then bring it through to the front on the left side of the post. So we're just putting the post on top of our hook and then working a double crochet stitch as normal. And then it leaves the little V on the top of the double crochet there. Make sure you don't work into it. And then just work a double crochet into the top of the next. Again, we're going to do a front post double crochet, so put your hook around the actual post and work a regular double crochet stitch. And then in the following stitch, just working normal double crochet on top of it. Again, yarn over, work a front post double crochet. So for that, you're just putting your hook around the actual post instead of into the top of the stitch. You're just doing it around the entire post. And you're just going to repeat this front post double crochet, regular double crochet, front post double crochet, and then in the next stitch here, we're going to do a regular double crochet. And then we're just also going to work a regular double crochet into the chain 1 space as well. And then we're going to continue doing the same thing, work a double crochet into the next stitch, and then a front post double crochet into the following stitch, and you're going to do that a total of 4 times here. So double crochet, front post double crochet times 4. Okay, once you've done that 4 times, do 1 more double crochet into this last post on this side, and then work a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet all into the chain 2 space here, and then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side so that it mirrors it. So in that very next stitch you're going to be working a double crochet and then a front post double crochet in the following, and you're going to do that 4 times. So double crochet, front post double crochet times 4. So once you've done that 4 times, you're going to work 1 double crochet into that last remaining stitch before the chain space, and then work 1 double crochet into the chain space as well. And then you're going to go back into working a double crochet into the stitch directly after the chain space, and then do a front post double crochet after that. You're going to do that 4 times. So double crochet, front post double crochet times 4. Then after that, you're going to work 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then when you get to the last stitch of the row, you're going to work 3 double crochet stitches into it. So into the top of that chain 3 at the very end of the row, work 3 double crochet, and that finishes off row 8, and you should have a total of 50 double crochet stitches for your stitch count. So for row 9, we're going to be doing the same thing, but we're doing back post double crochet instead of front post double crochet. So begin with your chain 3 and work 2 double crochet into the same spot. And then you're going to be working 1 double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So go ahead and work 5 more double crochet. So now on all of the stitches that were a front post in the previous row, we're now going to work a back post around it. So you can see it's the stitch that bumps out to the back. Just put your hook underneath the post so that the post of the stitch lays on your hook just like this. So again, you're going to be kind of putting your hook behind your work, placing that post on your hook and sticking it through the other side, and then just complete your double crochet stitch around the post. So that was 1 back post, and then make sure you don't accidentally put a stitch on top of that one. You're just going to skip over that. And now in the next stitch, which is a regular double crochet, just work a double crochet into it. Again, put a back post double crochet around the front post stitch from the previous row, and then work a double crochet stitch into the top of the next stitch. Again, a back post double crochet around the next stitch, just placing the post on your hook, working a double crochet like normal, and then work a regular double crochet into the next stitch. So you're just going to be doing this a total of 4 times. So we have a 1 back post double crochet, 1 double crochet, alternating times 4. So basically any stitch in this row that is a front post from the previous row, you'll be working a back post around it, and then any stitch that is a regular double crochet, you'll just be working a double crochet into the top of it. So just back posts into the front posts and regular double crochets into the top of the double crochet. When you reach the chain 2 space up here, just work a double crochet, chain 2 double crochet into it, and then repeat the same thing all the way down to the end of the row, making sure you finish with 3 double crochet into that last stitch there, and that completes the row, and you should have a total of 56 double crochet. So to start off row 10, you're going to chain 4 and then work a double crochet into the very first stitch into that same spot, and then you're going to chain 1, skip the next double crochet, and work a double crochet into the following stitch a total of 3 times. So we're just doing our regular double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 3 times. And then you're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, and in the stitch that was the back post from the previous row, work a front post double crochet around it. So it's very easy to tell when you need to be doing front posts. It's just going to be around the back posts from the previous row. So after you work that front post double crochet, you're going to do that 4 times. So again, just chain 1, skip 1, front post double crochet, just a total of 4 times, including that first one that we just did. And you can identify where you need to do it because it's the stitch that bumps up slightly from the previous row. And for this part, we're going to keep going as normal, except we're not doing a front post here. We're just going to work a regular double crochet. So chain 1, skip 1, work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then chain 1, skip the next stitch, and work a front post double crochet into the following stitch. And now you can go back into the chain 1, skip 1, front post double crochet in the following, just like we did in that first little section. You're going to do it 4 times. Okay, and then we're going to do a chain 1, skip 1, and just a regular double crochet into the following. And then chain 1, skip that last stitch and work a double crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 2, and work a second double crochet into the chain 2 space. And now we're going to do the exact same thing on this remaining side here. So just repeat exactly what you did, back down. Make sure you finish with a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into that last stitch of the row, and then go ahead and turn your work. And for this row, we're just going to be doing double crochet stitches. So you can chain 3 and then work 2 double crochet into the very first stitch into the same spot for our increase. And then you're just going to be working 1 double crochet stitch into each stitch and chain space across the row. So don't skip over this first chain space here. And then you can go directly into working a double crochet into the top of the stitch, a double crochet into the chain space, and just repeat that across. And then when you get to the chain 2 space up at the top, just work a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet all into the chain space, and then repeat the same thing down the other side of the triangle, just working 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochet in each stitch and 1 double crochet in each chain space until you get to the very end, where you will finish with 3 double crochet into that last stitch of